everyone. Welcome to the Fabulous Empty Nest with me, your host, Angie. We are in base camp today. We can barely fit in here. There is just so much in here. Every part of the floor space is taken up except for right where my chair is. Anyway, today we are going to be talking about a couple of new patterns and a couple of new projects, some whips, and what else? Oh, International Granny Square Day, which is coming up. I'm super excited about that. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. We'll see you in a moment. Okay, first, I just want to say, if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found us here at the Fabulous Empty Nest. We're just a group of creators, people who love to crochet. We love yarn. We love all the things. So if that's you, you again are in the right place. Let's see. If you are not new here and you're just returning, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it has been, this whole journey has been a long journey. I'm coming up on my 1 year of being on YouTube. It'll be, let's see, August 21st is my 1 year. And so I'm very excited about that. My goal was to get at least 1,000 subscribers by then, and I've done that. So I couldn't have done it without you all. So I just want to say thank you. What else? All right, let's just get started. I'm having some anxiety because I broke a nail. So I'm just going to say it out loud. I broke a nail and I'm going to the salon today, but I broke a nail and it's snagging on everything. So I literally have not crocheted in 2 days because this is driving me crazy. So I'm happy to get this fixed so I can get busy, because I have so many exciting projects that I cannot wait to get started on. And I'm so excited to share them with you. So this is an apron that I made. I've made a couple of the full aprons, but I wanted to make just like a little short waist apron. I like these too. As a former server back in my 20s, I got really used to wearing these. I also wear an apron when I do training, my acupuncture training. I wear an apron so I can keep all my supplies in my apron. But this is so stinking cute, and it was so easy to make. It's just 2 big granny square pockets, and then I made a big panel to fit around my waist, and then I did some decorative design around the bottom. It's just a cluster and then a popcorn, just to give it some dimension. But I just thought it was so cute, and it turned out really nice. The square comes from, I think it's Jane Snedden. She has a wonderful YouTube channel. I'm going to post it in the description. She does beautiful squares. She also designed the black sweater that I made, the mandala sweater. She designed those squares, and she has some of the most gorgeous squares and great tutorials. So I would encourage you to check that out. And then I think I showed you all this one. This one I finished. I actually frogged it, made this top part a little smaller, and then here is the bottom part of the apron. And then it's got this thick tie. So yeah, I changed this up to where it fits better, and it works really well now. So this was just 2 old granny squares that I had laying around, and just decided to do something fun with them, because I'm trying to clean up some of my whips, and that was a whip. And this also was a whip, okay? I had started making a poncho, so I had 4 of these squares, and I had to do the same thing with this poncho. I had to pull it apart after I had to pull this apron apart also after I had it put together, because the top was too big. So that's been a reoccurring problem for me, is having the top part too big. But this is the top. And of course, this is not completely finished. I still have a bunch of threads or pieces to cut off and weave in. But this is this apron, and I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. I've got smaller popcorns on the top and bigger ones around the bottom. And this was actually, like I said, going to be a poncho, but I didn't like the way that it looked, so I just changed it. And this pattern is basically, I start with a sunburst in the middle, and then I work my way out with the Kismet poncho stitches. So I kind of combined 2 things, and I still need to steam it, so it's a little wonky. but I love these vibrant colors. Speaking of vibrant colors, I got my Herrshners Yarn Haul in, and I can't wait to share that with you because they have amazing colors. Okay, so I had been working on a sweater for, I don't know, maybe a week or so, and I didn't like how it was turning out, so I put it away, and then I pulled it back out, realized I didn't have enough yarn, so I had to go to Michael's and get more yarn. And I'm so glad that I persevered and got this finished because it's such a sweet sweater, and it's actually a gift for somebody. And I didn't realize as I was making it that it was a gift for somebody. It wasn't until it was finished that I went, oh yeah, this is going to that special person. So it's basically just 3 colors. It's a like an olive color, a linen color, and a very, very, very light yellow. You might not even be able to see the butter color because it's so light. Keep dropping my glasses. All right. And I'm going to put a picture in too because this doesn't really show how pretty it is. And this is the back. And I did the extender on this too underneath, so it makes it really pretty. You can see that extender panel. And I also did the extender panel up here on the arm on the front of the sweater. So I'm really happy with this. Again, I'm going to put a picture in for you so you can actually see how beautiful it really is. It feels divine too. It's got some really great texture, and it's just a lovely sweater. And then I did my favorite little trim, which is 2 front posts, 2 back posts, 2 front posts, 2 back posts. All right, what is next? Okay, my fall sweater. I started the fall sweater, and I'm really happy with how it came out, or how it's coming out. So I think I'll show you that next. Okay, so the fall sweater, this is another one that has been crocheted and frogged, crocheted and frogged, crocheted and frogged multiple times, but it's because I'm trying to figure out what to do with the sleeve, and maybe you all can help me with this. Do I want to just do granny square sleeves? And if I do, I'm going to have to go back and find all this yarn because it's all scrap yarn. So I'm going to have to go back and like literally dig this yarn out. But I've got, you know, the arm made here, and I did an extender on this one too. So I'm having to do some kind of technical stitching through here to bring this in a little bit, which I did on this sleeve. This was kind of a test to see how this comes out. I've got like a little pucker right here. I don't know, I may frog this out, but this is the sleeve that I started. Rather than doing a granny square sleeve, I decided maybe I'll just do like a crocheted sleeve and do it in that pattern that I love so much. But I don't know. And then I would just taper it down at the cuff. What do y'all think? Is that too boring? Or do you think it would be really nice just to have the plain green sleeve against these granny squares? This is the back. So this is my fall sweater. I'm going to do a really nice collar on it, I think. I really think this is beautiful. And then again, I thought, well, maybe I should just leave it as a vest, but I don't know. I would love to know what you all think. All this yarn is either loops and threads. The green is loops and threads. I know that. And then again, because it is a scrap project, I can tell you that it's either loops and threads, or I love this yarn because that's what I was using. But I had a lot of fun with this one. So this is the fall sweater that's in the works. And then last but definitely not least is my robe sweater. It is finished other than me going through and cutting off all the ends or weaving them in. This thing is huge. I did this purple trim that goes all the way around the sweater, including the collar. And I'm going to put a picture in here of me wearing this like right here and modeling it for you, because this sweater is ridiculous. It is huge. Huge, huge, huge. I've had it on Matilda, the mannequin, so it's stretched out a little bit in a good way and kind of loosened up a little bit, because it was, you know, because of the way that I had put it together, which I really like. It just was a little stiff because it's a heavy, heavy sweater, so I had to really reinforce the stitching so that it doesn't fall apart. But oh, good heavens, this is a sweater. I mean, this sweater is, it is something else. All right. And then last but not least, I've been saying that I'm going to finish this pattern for this hat. And I did. I got it worked out. I had to pull apart two of my favorite hats to figure out how I made this hat the first time, because I initially made this hat in, it was Christmas time last year, and I could not remember how I did it. And I made a bunch of them. So then I had to like pull it apart. The only thing that I did different on this one is I made, this is this child's hat. And so I made this white part in adult size, and then I tapered it down to a child size. So this should not be this big. This white part shouldn't be this big for a child's hat. But this is what it is. And I'm going to, this is another one for the tutorial that I'll be doing. I'm in the process of, it's a stitch marker. I'm in the process of putting this pom, and it's a handmade pom-pom. But yeah, this is a really fun hat. It's got great texture. It's a lot of fun. I've done this in like a teal and an off-white. I've done it in a marigold and an off-white. I've done it in purple and off-white. So the off-white just really makes it look super nice. So this is just Loops and Threads yarn, the acrylic yarn. Yeah, super fun. I'll try it on for you, actually. I think this is a child size though. Oh no, this is an adult size. So yeah, cute hat, fits great. Pattern is coming out soon. Also, I am almost finished with the marigold sweater. It's the velvet moss and marigold sweater. I am almost finished with that. And basically what I did was I did one whole video on how to do a trim, how to put the sweater together, and how to do cuffs. And then I frogged it all out, and now I'm doing a second type of trim and collar. So it'll be kind of two videos in one. And it's kind of like a tutorial, but more of like a, hey, this is how I do things. As some of you remember, last week I had a pretty good sized yarn haul. I think I ended up with, after all was said and done, and me throwing some things away, and I only had to throw very few things away. I ended up with like 285 skeins of brand new yarn. A lot of really nice yarn that like you can't get anymore, which was super fun. And by the way, I am going to get rid of the ice yarn. For those of you that are interested, I have 29 balls of that ice yarn. It's the Ice Picasso, and it's very vibrant. It's like a rainbow color. I am getting rid of that. So if anybody's interested, just send me an email. So I thought what we could do is go through my Herrshners yarn today. And I know there's a couple of you who are like, I'm not watching anymore. I'm not watching any more of the yarn hauls because they get me into trouble. Sister, I get it, because that's what happened to me. I get myself into big trouble when I do these, when I watch the yarn haul videos. So I'm just going to say it again. The person that got me into this trouble, and I just told my husband last night, I was like, because he said, for those of you that don't know, we are in the process of moving from California to Tennessee. And I really haven't talked a lot about that, and I probably won't, other than we are just going to Tennessee. And so I'm trying to downsize everything because we're putting a lot of things into storage. And so I've been trying to downsize my yarn, and when I bought that yarn haul, he went with me and he's like, well, I'm really glad to see that we're shedding, you know, being totally sarcastic. But when this came in, he was like, I don't even want to ask. So it was a moment of insanity for me. I'm not buying any more yarn unless like it's for like one skein for a project if I run out of something, which I shouldn't run out of anything because I have plenty of yarn stash, as you could see in the intro video, plenty of yarn stash. So let's go through this yarn and see what we have. This is all my fall yarn. This is what I'm going to be making all my fall projects out of, and I'm super, super excited about it. I got a bunch of the Herrshners worsted yarn. These are the great big huge skeins. These last forever. It's 8 ounces, which to me it seems like it's more, but it's machine wash and dry. It's 100% acrylic and it's a 4-weight. And I just couldn't pass up the Herrshners sale. This is in the color Espresso, and I love these little pull tabs. This just seems a little extra bougie for me, and I love that. Beautiful, beautiful colors. And then this next color is one of my favorite colors ever. It is like my go-to color in almost everything. It's called Stem. And, you know, one of the things that Holly said, and if you guys don't know who Holly is, she is from Crochet Connection, and she does such a good job at doing yarn, like not tutorials, reviews, making up swatches, things like that. That's not me. I don't do that. Please don't expect that from me. I don't do swatches. I make things, and they aren't swatches. But she does a great job at that. If you have, and she does a video, or I'm sorry, it's a channel that I highly recommend, is Crochet Connection with Holly. But she was talking about how saturated these colors are, and that is exactly what I would say. When I'm doing my artwork, when I'm painting and drawing, that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for paint and different materials that are highly saturated in color, and particularly with watercolors. And so that's exactly, if I could make my own palette of watercolors, it would be all this yarn, literally. But look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And it's not, this is not a, like a fluorescent green. It's just a gorgeous stem green that's highly saturated. It's hard to explain, but this is not an offensive green at all. It's not like a Grinch green at all. And then there is this one. This is called Walnut, and I fell in love with this one when Holly put this one up. Walnut. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, I mean, how do you make a saturated brown? But they did it. It's just so beautiful. This one I think is Army. So just a good green. Absolutely love these. I've used this one before. I got a 4-pack of yarn that was all different colors of greens. Yeah, here it is. That I'm actually making something out of. And these colors are just beautiful. This is one of them. It's like a variegated, this one. So a lot of fun. All right. So Army, and then I have, these are those 4-packs, and these are the heathered. I'm going to pull these, I'm going to pull them out. I'm just going to open it really carefully so I can close it back up. There we go. Yes. Now I can close it back up afterwards. Or not. Or not. More than likely not. This is called Violet. I wouldn't call it Violet, but this is the Heathers. Any of you ever see that movie, Heathers? It's such a weird movie. Okay, and this is Brick. Ooh, this is gorgeous. This is Mustard. And the last one is saffron. I already know what I'm doing with these 4 skeins. These 4 skeins have already been given a project, and I'm not starting it until I get to Tennessee. I'm going to have a lot of time to crochet when I'm not working, because I'll have to be resting. So I'm very excited about this. All right, this is another 4-pack. All right, this is called Woodland, and it's kind of a green gray. It's hard to explain, but it's very, very pretty. This is Driftwood. Love that. What a great name. I'm a driftwood lover. Out here in Northern California, we get beautiful pieces of redwood driftwood. This is called Fossil. And the last one, which is also gorgeous, and I also think I have a project for this one, is called Treeline. I have a daughter who absolutely loves these kind of colors. She's a country girl, and I'd like to make her another sweater to cozy up with this winter. Actually, I could just make sweaters for my daughters for the rest of my life and just be happy with that. Okay, this is called Blue Smoke. This is stunning. One of my favorite colors. These kind of teal colors. It's not really a teal, but what would you call it? But it's gorgeous. And, oh, I love this color too. Lingonberry. Gorgeous. Honeysuckle. And the thing is, these are fall colors, like that I'm going to be doing all my fall projects with. Even though they are, you know, pinks and things like this. It's called Burnt. And this is called Mahogany. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And the thing about this yarn is it's got like a little, it's not a halo. It's almost like suede, not suede, because I don't like suede yarn, but it's just different. It's definitely different. It's a different experience when you're crocheting with this. It's a little bit smaller than I typically use. Like, I'm used to using loops and threads. This would be more comparable to I Love This Yarn. I Love This Yarn's a little bit thinner than Loops and Threads. Loops and Threads is very lofty, which is why I like it. However, it pills really easy, but I love making things with it. This is called Salmon. Whoops. This is really pretty. This is called Lotus. This is gorgeous. I love these light pinks like this. I don't like baby pinks, but I like these light pinks. I have 5 girls and I rarely dress them in pink. I don't know why, but it wasn't really a color I appreciated, I guess. Ochre. Very, very pretty. Very rich. And then, oh, this is so pretty. Chestnut. And this last one is stunning. It's called Dark Moss. And this is the most saturated green color yarn I've ever seen, I think. Gorgeous. This makes me hungry. I don't know. It makes me want to go have a really good salad. I don't know if I've ever shared that, but when I look at colors, I think of food. I taste colors a lot when I'm working with them. And then last but not least, I got 3 more skeins of the Velvet Moss because it is gorgeous and I'm going to make another sweater or an apron or something. I don't know, but I am so excited about this because it is gorgeous. I'm actually going to keep it out. This is what the Velvet Moss looks like, just so you can. It is so stunning and probably one of my favorite I'm not big on variegated yarn. I prefer to put my colors together myself, but that I love. Okay. Not returning any of this yarn. So that's my Herrshners Yarn Haul. I'm super excited about it and can't wait to get settled in Tennessee. A lot's going to be happening once I get there. I've got a lot of medical appointments and things like that to get taken care of. But once I get settled and everything's kind of mellowed out, I will begin all these exciting projects and take you along with me. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email, or you can just leave a comment. But I do have my email address in the description. I love getting emails from people. I do answer them. So please, if you feel like emailing, please do. I've got several YouTube pen pals that I communicate with, and I love that. And then if you could do me a favor, subscribe, hit the like button. You can hit the little bell, and that will let you know when I put out new material, which is once or twice a week. And always leaving a comment is like the highlight of my day. I always appreciate comments. Keep them friendly and kind. I'm not going to put up with people being nasty in comments. So just, you know, I think I've had two people in a year leave questionable comments. And so I feel like I'm really fortunate in that area. But as I said, you know, I like to keep things light, fresh, and friendly on my channel, because this channel is all about support and connection. So I'll see you soon, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.